let's get to what's going on the autism front, right? I mean, we know what happened a couple of days ago. The administration came out and they said, hey, we're going to start saying to pregnant mothers, take precaution if you're going to use this product while pregnant. There are studies that suggest it could cause autism. It would seem to me that that would be a good conversation to have. Not that it says Tylenol causes autism. We had a very nuanced discussion about this with Dr. Christine White of Freedom Pediatrics a couple of days ago here in Kansas City. She does a great job. And you don't just discount the conversation because, well, it came from Trump and RFK, and those guys are nuts and wackos.
Oh, huh?
Yeah. But there's a lot of that going on.
Yep.
It's so disturbing. It's like, don't you want to know whether or not there might be a connection there? This isn't about shaming mothers. I mean, I've heard it framed like, oh, you're going to shame moms. No, moms deserve to know what they're taking and what the impact could be on a child. It's not about shaming anybody. Stop with that. It's such a false premise that's being lobbed out there. Well, you know, we don't want to know science because someone might feel bad about something they've done. Okay, what?
Every time we seek a cause that somehow people suggest there's a blame. No, not necessarily. We're just looking to prevent.
And have you seen some of the videos on TikTok of pregnant women filming themselves taking Tylenol as a way to, like, stick it to Trump?
Woo, eat the worm.
Yeah. You know
Drink
what?
the tequila.
I want Trump to do something today, by the way. I want him to come out and announce that it's bad to eat your own feces while you're pregnant.
Oh, man, I see what you did there.
And see what these women end up doing. I guarantee you someone will say, oh, yeah, I'll show him. Watch this.
I'm afraid you're right.
People will do that. I want to see it happen. I want Trump to hold a press conference, say, with RFK by his side, and said, we've learned, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to my attention that you should not eat your own poop.
Poop on the floor. Poop on the floor.
I see what you did there. And I'm telling you, man, we'll get some TikToks. People are going to be eating their own stuff before long. That's what's going to happen here. That's the kind of society we find ourselves in right now. You just wait. You think I'm joking. You just wait. It's coming. All right, so let's go to this conversation that Leland Vittert had on News Nation. He used to be on Fox. Now he does a nightly show on News Nation. He is autistic, and he has a new book out on autism. So this hits home for him. Now, he's obviously built a really impressive career. You may recall him. He used to be at Fox. A lot of people thought he was going to be the heir apparent to like Brett Baer or Shepard Smith or something, and then he left for News Nation. But he's got a new book out that's called Born Lucky. And it's about growing up with autism and being on the spectrum and getting himself all the way to, you know, a major anchor desk in American news. And he responded last night to something that was said by Stephen Colbert, of course, a couple of nights ago. And here's what that sounded like.
You can't blame anyone, even Donald Trump, for seeking answers. But experts in the field caution that what President Trump said in his speech yesterday was, and I don't want to get bogged down in technical jargon here, crazy.
It's hilarious, isn't it? President Trump and RFK Jr.'s press conferences had late-night comedians riotously laughing. There's more interest in scoring political points and demonizing RFK Jr. than in figuring out why there's an explosion in autism cases. To them, the discussion on autism was just fodder for laughs, which is patently offensive. And interesting coming from the left that purports themselves to be oh so tolerant. How many press conferences did Biden hold on autism? We went back and looked. Ready? 0. Did any presidents previously get in front of the country and say there is a scientific question of our time that needs to be answered about why the exploding number of autism cases is happening? No.
That was Leland Vittert, News Nation host, last night, responding to Stephen Colbert, who I hadn't heard from Colbert in a while, but he's just as big of a hack as he was when I checked in last time.
Yeah.
Which is not a shock at all.
Talk about a bombshell.
This just in, no news.
This just in. Stephen Colbert, still an E-bag. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we have seen a major uptick in autism. And Trump and RFK and many in this administration are like, hey, we really are trying to focus on this. We want to look at all the possibilities. We think there could be something here with Tylenol. They didn't say don't take Tylenol. But by the way, don't forget it was Tylenol, as we told you yesterday, that put up a tweet 8 years ago saying it is not recommended that you take our product while pregnant. From Tylenol's own Twitter account in 2017. So do with that information what you want. In many ways, it seems like this revelation about Tylenol actually wasn't all that big of a revelation.
There you go.
That's actually the moral of the story here.
Touche.
That's the point. But now, of course, because Trump said it, it's like, well, this is obviously wrong. We can't possibly look at this and say, God forbid, it might be a good thing. It's smart to investigate this when you've seen autism skyrocket from 3 in 10,000 back in the 1970s to now 1 in 31. That's not normal. That's not just, we diagnose it better. That's something else. And that's something that should be looked into. And if Stephen Colbert wants to mock it, well, you know what? I guess that's his prerogative. It's like him and Kimmel haven't learned anything. It's for a couple of cheap laughs. But I think most normal parents and most normal Americans are like, okay, let's see what they can find here. And let's at least be open to a conversation on what might be happening instead of just mocking everything they're doing.
A couple of resources I'll point out. We talked to Dr. Christine White earlier this week, right? So that's up on our podcast. Mm-hmm. And then my grandson is on the spectrum, so I'm interested in the topic. There is a publication out from Time right now. It looks like the Time magazine issue, and it's on autism. It'll be on the stands, I noticed on my little barcode, until October 3rd. So if you're interested in the topic, that publication's out. Now, I got mine at Walgreens. It was just on the magazine rack. So if you're interested in reading it, that coincides with our latest press conference.
That's great. And, that's something that I know people are going to be interested in based on the topic going on right now and the conversation happening right now. So good stuff there. But Leland Vittert is absolutely right. And if you're sitting there saying this is all nonsense and gobbledygook from the administration, please. You have platinum level TDS. You may just not know it yet. You have a disorder as well, by the way.
There you go.
It just may not be scientifically diagnosed.
We do know what causes that.